I knew what I was doing.
Well, mga plano po natin for today. But always enjoy the rest of the day. Napaingat po tayo ha. Kung mga galing po na sa kakakit.
Gusto ka? Ha? Nakita na kami. Ha? Nakita na.
Two top guys. So I just try to do work with what I have and just
Hold on, stop what you're doing, because what just happened inside Manny Pacquiao's training camp is the kind of thing that makes boxing fans lose their minds, conspiracy theorists sharpen their pencils, and Floyd Mayweather Jr. nervously check his phone at 2 in the morning. Oscar De La Hoya. Yes, that Oscar De La Hoya, the golden boy himself.
But the good thing is, my favorite is De La Hoya, because De La Hoya is my inspiration in boxing, when I start boxing. Even though I beat him, but I still look up to him because he's a good.
Was spotted training alongside the legendary Manny Pacquiao. And if you think this is just two old friends catching up and reminiscing about the good old days, then brother, you have not been paying attention. This is not a nostalgia tour. This is not two retired warriors swapping war stories over protein shakes. This is a declaration, a warning shot.
Last fight, I'm like a shell of myself. And Manny Pacquiao beats me, and he's the next.
And the warrior that Manny is, he's gonna be like, because I love to fight, and I want to fight the best, and I've been watching boring fights, and I want to.
That's the evidence of you being a passionate with the sport. Like, it's a like part of your life, a boxer, like to fight. And I grew in boxing. As long as
a carefully choreographed message aimed directly at one man. And that man wears a lot of designer clothes and has a very complicated relationship with his money. The atmosphere inside Pacquiao's training camp was described as nothing short of electric.
He's a machine. He ran an hour. He did strength and conditioning with you, which is not easy.
Yeah, he didn't realize that this gets a bit hard as we increase the rounds. And this, he's going to pull back on the runs a little bit. Now he knows.
He did strength and conditioning with you. He went all out. He worked hard, and now he's doing 1,600 sit-ups.
Yeah, well,
he's a machine.
Yeah.
What kind of machine is he?
Huh?
What kind of machine?
Crazy machine. He will, but as we increase this, we'll pull the rein back shorter, faster. But he knows. So now he knows what the training's about. We increase the train, we increase the stations, change it up all the time, so it's continually shocking his system, and we'll get the good results.
It was a great workout this morning. He worked hard, as he always.
Forget what you think you know about aging champions slowing down, hanging up the gloves, and quietly fading into Instagram sponsorships and celebrity appearances. What was happening inside that gym looked more like the preparation for the single most explosive event in recent boxing history. De La Hoya himself dropped a truth bomb that the fitness world isn't ready to digest. He said that training alongside friends, family, and fellow champions like Pacquiao transforms the entire energy of a camp. It becomes something completely different, he explained. Something primal, something dangerous. When you're surrounded by people who understand what it truly takes to survive at the highest level of the sport, something wakes up inside you that no solo training session could ever ignite. And standing next to Manny Pacquiao, a man who has arguably never stopped being elite, apparently has a way of making the impossible feel very, very possible.
Fight way back 2015. I think we become mature right now and how to handle it, and like, I hope that it will not happen again, like the way it is last 2015. It's the experience is like not really 100%, but I'm hoping for this time around no more excuses, especially to my condition and also for everything. Like I'm so excited and ready to the fight.
But here's where it gets genuinely wild. Here's the plot twist that nobody in the mainstream media is screaming loudly enough about. Manny Pacquiao, the man who absolutely, decisively, and somewhat brutally dismantled Oscar De La Hoya back in their legendary 2008 showdown, openly admitted that De La Hoya was one of his inspirations when he first laced up a pair of gloves. Let that sink in for a second. The man who beat him looks up to him.
Of course, boxing is boxing. It's really hard sport. When laziness comes to your body, to your mind, then stop boxing. Forget about boxing. But as long as you dedicated, you have fire, you have, you have interest to punish yourself like that, and for hard work, you enjoy doing hard work, training like that, discipline, then go for it. Like, continue boxing,
And then,
But
if you do that, you'll be successful.
Of course. But something like, comes to your mind, like especially in the middle of like preparation, like let's say.
The man who handed him one of the most defining losses of his career is someone Pacquiao genuinely respects, admires, and credits as part of his own boxing foundation. That is not just sportsmanship. That is the kind of deep, complicated, beautifully layered narrative that Hollywood scriptwriters would reject for being too dramatic.
When the time comes, like, come to my mind, my heart, like, I'm dizzy, I'm tired. Then forget about boxing. There, right? But as long as you have passion, dedication,
you still have fire, then yeah.
Yes, of course. But look at your body also. Because sometimes your mind is active, but your body
says no. Mine stopped a long time ago.
So that's why I'm trying. I'm trying to push myself, but
And yet, here we are, living it in real time, watching two legends share techniques, push each other through brutal workouts, and rebuild something that the boxing world desperately needs right now. Genuine, authentic, utterly thrilling star power.
That one was also a little bit too late, and they didn't really fight with that passion and fire. It was more like, I'll dance, you dance, and if nobody gets hurt, we both win, And that's not really what fans want to see. Having said that, the first time around was for the championship of the world. Floyd was champion. Pacquiao was challenging him. I think Floyd had the WBC title at the time, so on and so forth. And you know what I say about, and at the time, it was still a fight that was viable within the whole world landscape of the welterweight division. This time around, it's not really a viable fight within the landscape of the welterweight division, but it's like I always complain about Canelo. As long as you don't take the belts with you and hold them hostage, and the sanctioning bodies allow you to hold them hostage, I don't mind guys doing this kind of thing. Let's face it. Is it the only time we've seen this? We've seen this time and again. I mean, Leonard did the third fight with Duran and Hearns.
And then there's Pacquiao himself. Oh, Manny. Sweet, terrifying, absolutely relentless Manny. His trainer didn't hold back for even a single syllable when describing what Pacquiao looks like in that gym every single day. The word used was machine.
Fights, the rematch with Hearns and the third fight with Duran, I think those sold pretty good as well. People got into it. Were they kind of duds? Yeah. I mean, the third Duran and Laron fight at the Mirage, people kind of are probably more forgetful about it. But regardless, the nostalgia aspect of it, like the champ said, is going to attract people. It's going to make people curious. There's also the aspect of it where the new fan base is always curious about the old time fighters, which is why Tyson always gets views even today, because people are always curious about the Mike Tyson mystique, the Mike Tyson effect. So people that weren't able to be alive and wake up the morning of a Mike Tyson fight to know what that feels like, want to feel that today. I promise you, it's nothing like it was in 1989 with Tyson, no matter what you guys want to feel. But regardless, I think people get curious about that. And I think this is going to...
Not dedicated, not committed, not impressive. A machine. A fighter who reportedly hammers through around 1,600 sit-ups in a single training session like it's a light warm-up. Like it's something you do before the real work begins. Pacquiao himself, never one to shy away from a bold statement, declared that passion and discipline destroy age every single time. Age is a number, he essentially said.
Back to Floyd Mayweather stating that he's going to continue to campaign and come back to the sport as a whole. I'm torn on this. Anybody that has followed me, they know that I'm a big Floyd Mayweather fan as a boxer. I've taken a lot from Floyd Mayweather. I've shouted Floyd Mayweather out. I've defended Floyd Mayweather in terms of how commentators and media members have treated him throughout the years, even though Floyd Mayweather is responsible for giving y'all a lot of free lunches at these media events to promote fights, the week of the fight, months before the fight, during the promo tour. Floyd Mayweather is responsible for y'all getting media credential at these big fights and getting these free lunches and being a part of a big event. But for years, I've heard people only talk about what Floyd Mayweather wasn't to them.
Heart is everything. And if you've watched this man fight across 5 decades, across multiple weight classes against opponents who were bigger, younger, and considered virtually unbeatable, you do not argue with Manny Pacquiao about what the human body is capable of achieving. Now, let us talk about the elephant in the room. The elephant who wears Versace, drives extremely expensive cars, and once famously declared himself the best ever.
Tens of millions, and in many cases, hundreds of millions. He should have stopped him. He was boring. He was this. I've always supported and pushed back on that narrative of Floyd Mayweather. Part of that is because of the way Floyd Mayweather goes about his business. He's been filthy rich. He's made his name, his legacy, and a lot of his reputation wasn't just the boxing. It was the money. It's the money man. What I have, what I'm driving, what I'm living in, what I'm flying in. And a lot of people, they don't like that. I don't know if Floyd Mayweather had more supporters for most of his fights or more haters. But regardless of where you fall on that line, Floyd Mayweather made it work for him when many people, promoters included, networks included, early on didn't think that he can do it. But that being said, I got a lot of love for Floyd as a fighter. I've taken a lot from Floyd.
Floyd Mayweather Jr., your name has been called, because Pacquiao looked directly into the camera, metaphorically speaking, and said that a rematch is not just possible. It is something he is actively thinking about, preparing for, and genuinely believes he would win. He said it plainly and with the calm confidence of a man who has done his mental homework. He wasn't at 100% during their 2015 fight. He was carrying a shoulder injury that affected everything about his performance, and he felt it throughout the entire bout. That fight, he argued, was not the real Manny Pacquiao, and he wants Floyd Mayweather and the entire world.
Say it's just they're both getting $100 million. You're presented with a $100 million bag, okay? And you're still good physically, all right? You can still fight and you feel good. You ain't turning down that bag, bro. You're not. You're gonna say yes to it. All you guys that are on it, okay? Let's just be real for a second. No cap. We're all taking this fight. We're all taking it. You can't blame them to take it. We're all taking it, all right? So I hear both arguments, but it is what it is, right? They're gonna take it regardless. They're prize fighters. They fight for a prize, duh. As Floyd famously said in that 24/7 build-up against Shane Mosley. And they're gonna do what they're gonna do. Now, in terms of why this fight is happening, honestly,
to finally see what the real, fully healthy, fully prepared, fully mature Manny Pacquiao can actually do inside that ring. Boxing commentator Paulie Malignaggi jumped into the conversation like a man who had been waiting by the phone for exactly this moment. And he brought the kind of historical context that makes the whole thing feel even bigger. He compared the Pacquiao-Mayweather rematch speculation to the legendary Sugar Ray Leonard and Roberto Duran rivalry.
That they, want to put on big, huge events. If you were to grade the type of events they've put on in terms of how serious they are, and when I say serious, I mean like real fights, okay? Like real fights with implications in boxing. You'd have to give them like a C, honestly. Like, look at the fights they've put on, okay? And if there's any criticism, albeit constructive criticism, towards Netflix, is I feel that they should step up the type of fights they're putting on their platform, because there could be a lot of blowback. There was a huge amount of blowback the first Mayweather Pacquiao fight, okay? You had all this attention. Literally the whole sports world and a big part of the world was tuned in to this fight. And the fight was boring.
Fights that transcended sport and became cultural events because they combined legacy, unfinished business, and absolutely monstrous financial incentives into one irresistible package. When nostalgia meets ego meets money in boxing, Malignaggi essentially said, you get the kind of spectacle that the entire planet watches it simultaneously and argues about for the next 20 years. And speaking of money, former champion Andre Ward stepped forward and said out loud what every fighter in the world is thinking privately.
It's going to be a 6-rounder, an 8-rounder, a 10-rounder. I don't know what size gloves they're using. I don't know, man. Honestly, I don't know, people. I don't know. It is what it is. Look, maybe I'm putting too much stock into it. Let them just have their fight. Again, I do want to know what's going to happen with Provodnikov, Pacquiao. I'm guessing that probably is cancelled. Like, if you're Pacquiao, why on earth would you fight Provodnikov when you've got the Mayweather check waiting for you? And if you're Mayweather, same thing. Why would you fight Mike Tyson in the Congo when you've got the Pacquiao check waiting for you? And we are led to believe both are under financial strain. I don't necessarily believe that, but this will make them good money. If they are, they're going to walk away with a nice 8-figure check each for what will probably be a glorified sparring session. I know Pacquiao's spoken about in a lot in the last couple of days, so I'm going to take Mayweather's I don't think we think of it like.
Yes, there are real concerns about Floyd Mayweather's financial situation. Yes, those concerns are well documented and discussed everywhere from barbershops to boardrooms, but Ward made the point with surgical precision. When the number attached to your name for a single night of work is reportedly around $100 million, every reservation you have about returning to the ring suddenly becomes very, very negotiable. $100 million has a remarkable ability to cure hesitation. It is the kind of number that makes former champions lace their boots back up, dust off the combinations, and start believing that they are absolutely, definitely, completely still in their prime. So here's where we stand. Oscar De La Hoya is back inside a boxing gym, training alongside one of the greatest fighters alive, looking motivated and dangerous and entirely too comfortable throwing punches for someone who is supposed to be retired. Manny Pacquiao is doing 1,600 sit-ups before breakfast and telling the world he was robbed of his best performance in the biggest fight of the decade. Floyd Mayweather is somewhere out there reading all of this and doing that very specific thing he does where he pretends to be completely unbothered while being very, very bothered. The financial machinery is warming up. The legends are restless. The gym is alive with the kind of energy that precedes something truly enormous. Boxing does this. It pulls you back in. It always has. It always will. And right now, in Manny Pacquiao's training camp, surrounded by sweat and history, and two of the most recognizable names the sport has ever produced, something is being built. Something is being planned. And if you're a boxing fan, even a casual one, even someone who only tunes in for the mega fights, you need to be paying very close attention. Because when legends stop resting and start training together, the rematch that the whole world has been demanding might finally be on its way.